Mr. Hunter. Our bank is adequately protected without any assistance from the Rangers.
Banks in Hydra, Mirage, and Ovid felt the same way.
Panacea is the exception. Why, only yesterday, a new depositor, a very wealthy Southerner, just arrived from New Orleans. He said he was more impressed with our bank than any he'd seen east of the Mississippi.
These thieves seem to have been more challenged than impressed.
There are only two entrances to this bank, front and back. I've had guards on both doors 24 hours a day ever since we heard of those other robberies. No one can get in or out of this building without being challenged.
Could I see your vault?
This way. I trust this will satisfy you. Impossible.
To do the impossible seems to be the specialty of these thieves.
I've had guards 24 hours a day, both doors. How could they have let these thieves get in? How?
They forgot to look up.
$41, $42, $43, $44, $45.
$5 you owe me, Chance.
46, I know. 47, 48, 49, 50.
Riley, Cooper. Where's Bennett? Well, let's hear it.
Well, sir, we're having sort of a little test, a little endurance test.
Uh-huh. Now, what does that got to do with Bennett? Riley, what are you doing?
Who? What are you trying to do, drown me? You'd do anything to win $1.
Bennett!
Oh, Captain, I was just showing him how long I could stay underwater. Never know when a trick like that come in handy. Well, I remember once we was cornered by these Kiowas.
Bennett, get out of that horse trough.
Yes, sir.
I've had a telegram from Hunter. There's been another bank robbery, this time in Panacea.
Well, I thought he was supposed to arrest that gang, not just report every time they held up another bank.
Have you ever tried holding your breath out of the water?
Oh, that's harder, sir. That's harder, a lot harder, because you can always sneak a little air. But under the water...
Bennett, I want you, Riley, and Cooper to join Hunter. Leave immediately.
Yes, sir. Where do we find him?
The telegram said somewhere northwest of Panacea, as the wind blows.
Where is our friend going?
Up.
Obviously, but what goes up must come down.
Somewhere. If you want to know where, ask him.
this time my honor to introduce the most sensational, heart-stopping animal act ever presented anywhere. Beauty! And the beast!
I am a poor unfortunate, looking for shelter and understanding. Apparently, I found shelter. What can I hope for your understanding? I wonder where we are.
I think they call it euphoria.
Euphoria. According to Noah Webster, a state of well-being and contentment. Happy coincidence I chose your wagon.
Wasn't it?
Or what would life be if men could not depend on the generosity of beautiful women?
I'm sure they've seldom disappointed you.
Or may I say that none has ever challenged you in either beauty or generosity?
You may that. And now you may move to the door and out. To the door.
Beautiful, generous, unpredictable.
And impatient.
Actually, Mr. Tolliver, I was looking for a job.
In Eve's wagon?
Well, I was a little confused and lost my way.
When was this?
Well, as the circus left Panacea.
So you've been lost since yesterday?
Hard to believe, but true. I wanted to speak to you about a job in Panacea, but you went up in the balloon. It seemed to me the only way to catch up with you would be to stay with the circus, and so I did. And then a few minutes ago, the lady suggested that perhaps it was time we looked for you.
What kind of job do you want?
Oh, allow me to introduce myself. Merlin the Magnificent. I'm quite versatile. Card tricks, magic, sleight of hand.
They're fake.
My apologies.
Obviously one jump ahead of the sheriff.
Oh, 2 jumps at least. I also juggle, and I could double as an acrobat.
If he's so eager to be part of the circus, feed him to the tigers.
My versatility stops just short of being tiger food.
We can't afford another act.
I ask for very little.
There's no place for him to sleep.
Well, I can always find shelter somewhere. Let me perform here in Euphoria. If the crowd doesn't like me, I'll leave.
All right. You can go on this afternoon. We'll talk money after I see your act.
Thank you. All I ever ask is a chance to prove myself.
Rinaldo's! Get those banners up on the main street.
You hired him just to annoy me.
There were other reasons.
You don't know anything about him.
I haven't known him as long as you have.
Who is he? Where does he come from? And why is he so anxious to join our circus?
Maybe he's ambitious, wants to improve himself. Or maybe he just wants to be near you. We all do.
Or maybe he's a lawman.
Maybe.
So you take him into the family, where he can see everything.
Seeing and understanding are not the same. And if he is a lawman, I prefer to have him where I can also watch him.
All right. Risk your neck. It means nothing to me.
You've said that so often, you almost believe it.
It's true. Whatever happens to you, I'll survive.
Nothing's going to happen to me. We'll both survive. In style.
That's a lot of money.
Tomorrow there'll be even more. Take good care of that bank bookie. If anything should happen to me, you'll be a rich woman.
I thought of that.
Does Mr. Tolliver make an ascension at every show?
If the weather's good. If there's a big enough crowd.
How far does he go?
That depends on a lot of things. The wind, how much fuel he has, and Mr. Tolliver.
This balloon fascinates me.
You ever been up?
Oh, no. I'll keep my feet in the ground. Up there, one is too much at the mercy of the winds. When I start out, I like to know where I'm going. Or perhaps you can predict where you will land.
Secrets, Mr. Murray. Every trade has them. I enjoy your sleight of hand the more because I don't know exactly how you do it. I recommend the same attitude to you. Better get set up for the show this afternoon.
He asked an awful lot of questions.
No harm. As long as he gets the wrong answers. Come on. Let's work out our rendezvous point.
Me from now on.
Are you all right?
Oh, I can take care of myself.
So I've noticed.
Oh, I think it's my ankle.
Lean on me.
Well, thank you. You're very forgiving.
Oh, why waste time holding a grudge?
I suppose you're wondering why I didn't want you to stay with the circus.
A lady has her reasons.
Maybe it's because I liked you too well.
How is your ankle?
It aches. Maybe a little wine might help, if you'll join me. You've been so kind to me, and I really don't deserve it after the way I've treated you.
Oh, let's forget the past.
Well, could you shut the door? There seems to be a draft.
To our new understanding.
Hit it!
Everything. They took everything. Over $90,000.
90? That's the biggest haul they've made yet.
Well, we've had exceptionally large deposits this past week, and now all gone. Vanished into thin air.
Well, did you have guards at the front and back?
So they came through the roof.
What'd you find, Joe?
Looks like he was wearing moccasins.
An Indian?
You know what I don't understand is how anybody could have gotten up on that roof without either one of those guards seeing them.
Well, something else I don't understand is what happened to Harry. He had it all figured them bank robbers were headed in this direction. So how come he didn't show up here?
We'll ask him when we see.
You know, this robbery was planned by somebody who'd studied this bank. Somebody who knew right where your vault was located.
All of my employees have been with me for years. I can't imagine any of them was involved.
No. Anyway, this gang's been moving from town to town.
Well, it doesn't seem to me that a stranger studying the bank would have come in here without being noticed.
Well, I should think so, but... Of course, there was an unusual number of people in town yesterday.
Why?
But to see the circus.
What trouble? Tony said it was the easiest safe he ever opened. $90,000.
That should impress the banker at Fantan.
Not the banker at Fantan, the banker at Yucca. J.L. Bennington is the name, sir. Colonel Bennington. Retired, of course.
A great pleasure, Colonel.
My credentials. I'm transferring my base of operations from New Orleans to your community. Plan to go in for mining, livestock, a variety of enterprises.
This is wonderful news, Colonel. For a man of your background to move here, to interest himself in our little community, our banking facilities are entirely at your disposal.
Good. I warn you, though, I'm a difficult man. Eccentric, they call me. I do things my own way. I want to open an account with you today.
Of course.
Approximately $90,000.
Well, yes. Colonel Bennington, will this be a letter of credit or a bank transfer?
Cash.
Some men should never drink.
Oh, you serve an unusual wine. You should have wakened me.
If a man falls asleep when he's with me, He's not worth waking.
So I owe you an apology.
Oh, apologies never change anything. You are what you are. I overestimated you.
And you are what you are. Only I underestimated you. Careful of that ankle.
All right, everybody out. Come on. Everybody out of the wagon. All right, let's go. Move it up. Where's the head man of this outfit?
Who wants to know?
Who wants to know? I'll tell you who wants to know. I do. And what I want to know, I find out.
Hercules. Why have you stopped us?
Well, now, ma'am, you see, it was like this. We come along...
Reese, I'll take care of this. I'm terribly sorry to inconvenience you, ma'am.
Who are you?
My name's Chad Cooper, ma'am. Well, as I was saying, I hope you'll forgive us for the delay, but... Well, there was a bank robbery in Euphoria last night, and this is all part of my job as a Texas Ranger.
Oh, you're a Texas Ranger.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, how fascinating.
We're all rangers, ma'am, and it's like I was saying...
Well, now, the owner has gone ahead to the next stop. But if I can be of any help to you...
Well, it's like he said, ma'am. Last night, the bank was robbed. And this morning, your circus pulled out of town in a powerful hurry.
Now, he's not accusing me of robbing a bank, is he?
Well, not actually, ma'am. But you see, Mr. Bennett doesn't always express himself too well.
Oh, ma'am, I ain't accusing you personally. No, ma'am, I'd never do a thing like that. But some of these other folks in your circus, well, they don't look too good to me.
Now, I have worked with them for years. And I can tell you that they're every bit as honest as I am.
There, you see?
Oh, there is one thing.
Oh, what's that?
There is a man. He joined us in Panacea.
Well, now we're getting somewhere. Who is this man?
Well, he claims to be a magician.
Magician?
I was against hiring him. I had a very strong feeling that he might be running from the law.
Ma'am, where is this fella?
All right, I'll take care of it. All right, you in there. Come on out. Let's have a look at you.
So you finally caught up with me.
Then I was right.
Yes, ma'am, you were right. Every marshal, sheriff, and ranger in the state of Texas knows this hombre. Come on down here.
From the minute I met him, I felt there was something desperate about him. I'm not sure what it was.
It was probably his shifty eyes and weak mouth.
What do you do traveling with this circus?
Just trying to do a job. I hope you're not going to spoil it for me.
The first thing we're going to do is find out what you know about that bank robbery in Euphoria, Joe.
Well, where are you taking him?
Well, ma'am, we just might have to rough him up a little, and I wouldn't want you to be upset.
Oh, well, how very thoughtful of you, Mr.
Cooper, ma'am. Chad Cooper, but please, you just call me Chad. Now, if she distrusts you so much, why were you in her wagon?
She likes to have me where she can keep an eye on me.
Did you find anything to connect that bunch with the robberies?
No real evidence, but it can't be coincidence. The circus comes to town, the bank is robbed. The next morning, the circus leaves. It's happened 5 times.
If the bank was robbed last night, where were you?
Oh, to err is human.
Yeah.
Well, if they rob that bank, then the money's got to be hidden in their wagon. Let's go search them.
You're not going to find the money that way, Reese.
Why not?
I think Tolliver, the owner, took it away early this morning.
How?
In a balloon.
In a balloon?
In a balloon. It's part of the circus.
Well, how are we going to chase a balloon?
That won't be necessary. Tolliver is meeting us in Fantan.
Having stashed the money in the meantime.
Did you notice any of them wearing moccasins?
No, they all wear boots, including Eve.
So what do we do now?
Right now, I suggest you search the wagons.
You just finished saying the money ain't here.
Well, it isn't, but they expect you to search, and so you should.
What about you?
Tell Eve that you're suspicious of me, but you can't arrest me yet. Tell her to keep an eye on me.
Sure. All right, Joe. Why don't you search that wagon and that one? Reese, you take the last one, and I'll get the rest.
The rest? The rest? Well, there's only her wagon left.
That's right, Reese.
You get the tiger.
I'll get the tiger. Hmm. How am I supposed to search his wagon anyhow?
Try reasoning with her.
Chad wants his wagon searching, do it himself.
All right, Ranger. You searched and didn't find nothing. We got to get moving. We give a show in Fantan tomorrow.
What's taking Chad so long, Joe?
He must be making a very careful search.
Yeah.
You're very thorough
Well, I try to be.
in everything that you do.
Well, in most things, yes.
There's something so exciting about a lawman. I'm not sure what it is, though.
May I help you find out?
Hey, Chad.
I think someone's calling.
Well, those two, they depend on me for everything.
I can see why.
Hey, Chad.
Don't go away. What do you want?
What do I want? Ain't you through searching that wagon?
No.
Maybe you need some help, Chad.
Thanks, I can handle it.
Well, these people want to move on, and so do we.
What is it?
This time I got it all figured out. I got it all figured out, Chad. We're gonna be in town before this circus, and we're gonna camp right inside this Fantan bank here.
Oh, Reese, that's a good thing. That's the direct approach. You and Joe follow through on that.
Well, what about you, Chad?
Well, I have something a little more subtle in mind.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So, we have an escort of at least 3 rangers. The 2 have moved into the bank, and the one you've twisted round your little finger.
He's a lamb.
How about our friend the magician?
Well, the Rangers recognized him and questioned him. But he doesn't seem to be one of them. But he is tricky.
That's a high compliment, coming from you. In the usual place.
With the Rangers and the Fantan Bank, how can you possibly move?
Simple.
Perfect.
Now, these are the towns where the circus has played and banks have been robbed.
Well, they've hopscotched all over the place, haven't they?
Because Tolliver picks his direction according to the way the wind is blowing. Now, by figuring the velocity of the wind and the amount of fuel he takes each time, you can pinpoint where he's going to land.
So?
So, when they rob a bank, they load the stolen money into the balloon and take off. Then Tolliver lands at a prearranged spot and somehow manages to dispose of the money. And we've got to find out just how. Now, tomorrow, when he takes off, he's going to land somewhere in the vicinity of contention. And we'll be there waiting for him.
Well, why bother with that? Why not just search the balloon before it goes up and we'll have him?
You won't find anything.
Eric, you just said that they load the money into
They won't be following the same plan, thanks to you.
Thanks to me.
Because of your continued presence, you'll find another way to move the money. And we'll be there waiting for him.
Well, I'll tell you, I think it's very nice of you to want to share your idea with me, but if it works, I want you to have all the credit, so you go ahead and I'll stay here and pursue my own methods.
Very well. But if she serves you wine tonight, don't count on having more than 1 glass.
Well, No, there's nothing here. No hard feelings, Mr. Tolliver. This is just part of our job.
Circus people are used to being suspected and searched.
Yeah.
Oh, but Chad isn't like most lawmen. He's so understanding.
You're too kind. Mr. Tolliver, why is it you didn't travel with the rest of the circus?
I had to meet my advance man, Mr. Tope. Arrange about advertising and so forth.
Oh, I see.
And frankly, I find balloon travel more comfortable. Anything else?
No, I guess not.
Are you off duty?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I am.
Good. Then you can finish telling me that fascinating story. You wouldn't believe some of the daring things Mr. Cooper has done.
Probably not.
I won't ask you how you managed to get this.
I distracted him.
Can you put it back before Cooper misses it?
Mm-hmm. What are you going to do?
Teach Merlin the Magnificent a new trick. How to make a magician disappear.
Hey, Joe. Don't you think this was a good idea? Well, it makes more sense us being here where the money is than Chad's notion of being out there staying close to them circus folks. But why don't it make more sense?
Who's arguing with you?
Well, if it's such a blame good idea, why do I keep wishing I was out there where Chad is instead of being here with you?
Get out and stay out!
Well, what's the matter? What did I do?
You're a man.
Well, yes, I admit that.
Well, you men are all alike. I'm through with you. I'm through with all men.
Women.
Eve sounds a little edgy.
A little edgy? You know, I just don't understand that woman.
Don't waste your time trying, Mr. Cooper. Let's accept her as she is. Look, I know you're keeping me under surveillance, but is there any reason why we two shouldn't enjoy a game of chess?
Well...
Checkers? Cribbage?
Cribbage is my game. Oh, by gosh, I don't see any reason why we shouldn't.
After you.
Thank you.
What?
There's nobody here but you and me. Your snoring scared off the robbers.
Yeah.
15-2, 15-4, 15-6, and a pair for 8, which is the end of the game.
You beat me again, Mr. Cooper.
Well, I'm just getting warmed up.
Well, you can forgive me, Mr. Cooper. I think we'll call it quits for now.
Oh, that's all right with me. I'm getting a little sleepy myself.
Perhaps you could play again if you're planning to escort us to Dry Creek.
Dry Creek? I thought you were going to contention.
And what made you think that?
Well, perhaps it was something I misunderstood that Eve said. Are you going to be going to Dry Creek by balloon?
No, I'm not taking the balloon up today. The barometer's too uncertain. I hope no one's too disappointed.
Yeah, I think he'll get over it. I'm going to get a breath of air.
Good morning.
Good morning. I thought you said that you were through with men, that we were all no good now. Isn't that what you said last night?
I said it, yes. But it was such a depressing thought, I just had to go out and prove it wasn't true.
Mr. Cooper?
Yeah.
Are you going to Dry Creek?
Definitely.
Then may I offer you my wagon? I know you must be tired, and the bed's quite comfortable.
What about you?
Oh, I should be busy. I got to get the wagons moving.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Tolliver. I'll just take you up on that.
What are you doing here? I'm searching this here wagon to see if the money that was stole last night is here.
You mean the bank was robbed last night with you and Joe sitting right in it?
Well, Chad, we was guarding the wrong bank.
But, Reese, there's only one bank in Fantan.
But there's one in Euchre, which is about 8 miles north of here. They got away with over $100,000. Joe's going up there with the sheriff.
Well, Tolliver didn't do it. I haven't let him out of my sight. And the money's not in here because I've been in here the whole time.
Oh, well, where's Eric? What's so funny?
You and Joe been up the whole night guarding the wrong bank, and Eric is out in the middle of nowhere waiting for a balloon to come down that isn't even going up.
Hey, Chad, Joe's back. Shh, 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 shh.
What was he doing?
Just checking the wind. It looks to me like they're planning to take that balloon up. Did you find out anything new at the Euchre Bank?
No, same as the last one. Came in through the ceiling and left the same kind of tracks.
Well, maybe Eric was right.
About what?
Well, maybe they have been taking the loot from all these holdups and storing it somewhere so it wouldn't be found around here, and now maybe they're going to pick it up.
Makes sense.
Yeah, let's go.
Where to?
Well, the way I figured, about 20 miles northeast.
What's there, Chad?
That's what we're going to find out.
Ain't you coming, Joe?
You two go ahead. I got myself another notion.
Most impressive, sir. In fact, I might say I never seen a superior security system in any bank in Richmond. Or New Orleans.
Thank you, Colonel Bennington. Coming from you, that's real gratifying.
I've lost my confidence in most banks. That's why I prefer to transfer my funds personally, instead of relying on some bank courier.
Well, I hope that our little institution here will help restore your faith in our banks.
I've been called an eccentric. Well, maybe I am. You thought I was an old fool traveling so far with so much money, didn't you now?
Why, Colonel, I assure you that...
Well, I may be a fool, but not when it comes to taking care of my money. I only hope I don't regret depositing it here.
Well, you can just set your mind at ease, because this is the safest place in Texas. Why, no thief's going to get in here. I do hope that you will allow me to be of any assistance I can in helping you getting settled in our little community.
Thank you, sir. Oh, my passbook. Mustn't forget this. Without it, how could I prove all that money's really mine? For the last time.
Are you quitting?
Reluctantly. After tomorrow night. It's a temptation to go on and on. It's such a beautifully simple system. Rob a bank in one town, deposit our ill-gotten gains in the next bank we mean to rob. Oh, it's perfect. Still, we mustn't press our luck.
Why did you have him killed?
A necessary precaution.
It wasn't necessary. If I'd known, I wouldn't have told you about the map. You've never killed anyone before.
Our friend the magician was the exception. For you too, apparently.
Did you take the bank books?
Of course not. I wouldn't go in the cage with that tiger.
Well, somebody did. The bank books are all gone.
If you're lying...
Now, why should I?
Get dressed in something a little more conservative. And bring your jewel box.
Don't count on me helping you.
I am counting on you, my dear. Because I know what a deep and abiding affection you have for money.
This is most irregular, Colonel Bennington.
I warned you I was eccentric.
Well, customers are never allowed in the strong room.
Before my daughter hands over her jewels to you, I wanted her to see for herself how well protected they'll be.
Well, this gentleman here...
Open the vault.
But, Colonel...
Quickly.
I shot him 5 times.
Drop it.
Down here, you two.
As I remarked once before, what would life be if men could not depend on the generosity of a beautiful woman?
Well, how much longer are we going to have to sit out here waiting for nothing to happen? Seems like lately we're always at the wrong place at the wrong time.
Not this time. Look up there.
Well, what do you know?
Yep, Eric was right. Come on, we'll get undercover so we can't spot him.
Don't look like he's coming down, Chad.
Dear Chad and Reese, congratulations on a job well done. You followed my map perfectly. Joe and his prisoners are waiting for you in Dry Creek. Please take my horse back to Laredo. See you there eventually, Eric. P.S. Eve sends her best.